Hey guys, Rhett here. What's going on? I want to talk to you today about patience. Why is patience so important when it comes to real estate? And what does patience afford us in the long run? Now, let's talk a little bit about patience as it relates to tenants. Okay. One thing that I see all the time, and that some of you out there who have already invested, you've started your investment journey, or you're thinking about getting into it, or you already have 10 units or 50 units, you'll understand where I'm coming from here. And if you don't have tenants yet, this is something I want you to watch out for. Whenever you have tenants, and or prospective tenants more so you have a rental property, you just put it on the market and you're getting applications, you start communicating with some of the applicants that want to move into your unit. One of the biggest red flags, one of the biggest things that you need to watch out for is tenants who are trying to rush into the unit quickly. Okay, when you're looking for a tenant, it's extremely important to have patience, because you spending an extra week or an extra 2 weeks or an extra 3 weeks trying to find the right tenant, in the long run, 1, 2, 3 weeks, it amounts to nothing. It's so small in the grand scheme of things, right? We're trying to get tenants in these units for 10, 15, even 20 years is not out of the realm of possibility when it comes to Section 8 especially. But even more so, if you're renting to Section 8 or not renting to Section 8, it doesn't matter, because anytime a tenant tries to rush into a unit, it's not good foreshadowing of what's to come. We as landlords and as investors need to take our time to make sure that we're making the right decision. So we need to check everything that we check. We need to check credit reports, background history, criminal background checks. We need to check business history, rental history, call references, current employers. We need to check with their prior landlords. So we're checking as many boxes as we can, trying to do as much due diligence as possible. When a tenant is forcing us, hey, I gotta be out of my unit tomorrow. I gotta move in next week. I gotta move in on August 1st. I gotta move in August 10th. Don't put us in a position like that as landlords and as investors. When you rush through the due diligence phase and you rush to get a tenant in the unit, in the grand scheme of things, you're only rushing to get somebody in a week or two sooner. So the holding costs for you over 1 to 2 weeks are minute in the grand scheme of things, right? We have to look at this thing on the big picture, guys. Even if you've had a unit that has been on the market for a couple weeks and you're not getting the attention that you might want, and somebody comes in and says, I got to be in there next week, I got to be in there next week, I have to. Don't speed up your review process. Don't allow a tenant to put pressure on you that's going to get you out of your comfortability zone, because they're trying to speed up the game on you, okay? You have to take your time. When we vet tenants, we have a setup in place, and it's in place for a reason. We have fail-safes set up to protect us. It's why we check references. It's why we call these people. It's why we look at this. It's why we look at this. It's for our safety. Okay, it's for our ability to make sure that when we're looking at somebody on paper, we're trying to get the best picture of what they might be as our tenant. So we don't want to allow somebody to get into the unit quickly and have us rush through that entire process. Now, somebody looking to get into a unit quickly, usually there's a reason. They want to get in fast. Maybe they don't want you to do the due diligence. Maybe they're in a bad situation where they currently are, and they are getting evicted. They're getting kicked out. There are some other things going on. The whole thing's very dramatic, okay? As landlords, we don't want drama. As investors, we don't need drama. We want stability. We want consistency, and we want stability. So don't allow tenants to come in and set the pace at which we do things. Everything that we do, we have a process and a system for. We take our time. That way we can do things right. We cross our T's, we dot our I's. Don't allow somebody to come in and in the last part of what we do, so we can do a great job the whole way through, the last part, the tenant vetting process, getting a tenant in the unit, Don't allow them to speed everything up on us. We've done so good from A to Y. Don't let a tenant screw up Z. Okay? Take our time. We set the pace. It's our unit. Take your time and assess the situation. Most of the time, tenants trying to rush into units, it's bad. It doesn't end well, okay? So take our time, vet tenants appropriately, stick to the system, stick to the process, and if a tenant comes in trying to set the tone of, I got to get in next week, I got to get in, and trying to put pressure on you to get them in and speed up the process, take it as a red flag, okay? Guys, leave your questions and comments below. I'll get to all of them. We'll see you next time.